The Galactic Council chamber gleamed with sterile perfection, its crystalline walls refracting light from a dozen suns. Counselor Varnath stood at his podium, mandibles clicking in what his species considered a smile. The human delegation sat in their assigned corner, silent as always, their representative absent today. The incident on Station Kepler 7 has been thoroughly investigated, Varnath announced, his translator rendering his words into 100 languages simultaneously. Security Officer Threxnell acted within established protocols when disciplining the unruly human juvenile. The child suffered minor injuries, nothing permanent. The matter is closed. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the assembled delegates. Humans were useful, yes. Their death-world biology made them excellent laborers and soldiers, but they needed to learn their place in civilized society. Children especially. Varnath continued, "We cannot allow emotional attachments to cloud our judgment." The child grabbed at Officer Threxnell's ceremonial blade. She was corrected appropriately. 3 broken fingers and a fractured jaw will heal. The human family has been compensated with credits and... The chamber doors exploded inward, not opened. Exploded. The ornate entrance, designed to withstand meteor strikes, crumpled like paper. Through the smoking wreckage walked Commander Rhea Solon, her black tactical suit unmarked by the blast. Behind her, a squad of humans in similar attire moved with predatory grace, their weapons lowered but ready. Varnath's secondary heart stuttered. "This is an outrage. You cannot." Rhea's hand rose, silencing him without a word. She walked forward, boots echoing in the suddenly quiet chamber. In her other hand, she dragged something heavy, wrapped in bloodied cloth. The delegates recoiled. Blood was universal, and that much blood meant death. "Counselor Varnath," Rhea said, her voice carrying despite its softness. "You said the matter was closed." "Commander, you are in violation of 17 galactic statutes by..." Her name was Lily Chen. Rhea's eyes were empty, dark as the void between stars. She was 6 years old. She reached for a shiny object because that's what 6-year-olds do. Varnath's confidence wavered. He'd reviewed the footage. The human child had been curious, nothing more. But protocol was protocol. Threxnell had every right to defend herself from potential threat. The officer acted appropriately, Varnath insisted, though his voice had lost its certainty. "Your species signed the concordant. You agreed to our laws." "We did." Rhea nodded slowly. She dropped the bundle at the base of Varnath's podium. The cloth fell away. Officer Threxnell's severed head rolled across the polished floor, compound eyes frozen in terror. Pandemonium erupted. Delegates screamed, scrambled for exits, triggered emergency beacons. Varnath stood paralyzed, staring at the head of his subordinate. "You murdered her," he whispered. "No." Rhea's correction was gentle, almost kind. "We executed her. After a trial. With evidence, testimony, and deliberation. Unlike what she did to Lily, the child lived. She'll recover." "Will she?" Rhea stepped closer. Varnath tried to back away but found his legs wouldn't obey. "Will she recover from watching her mother scream as station security held her back? Will she recover from learning that the law, your law, says she deserved it for being curious?" Around the chamber, Rhea's team had positioned themselves at every exit. Not threatening, not aiming weapons, just standing, waiting. "You don't understand," Varnath said desperately. "Civilization requires order. Rules must be enforced without sentiment. We've built a society spanning thousands of worlds because we don't let base emotions dictate justice. And we've survived on a world that spent every day trying to kill us," Rhea replied. "We evolved alongside predators that hunted us, diseases that decimated us, weather that buried us. We learned one rule above all others." She leaned close enough that Varnath could smell the copper tang of blood on her uniform. "You don't touch our children. This will mean war." Varnath breathed. "The Council will unite against you. Every species will remember why they asked humanity to join the Council in the first place." Rhea straightened. "You needed soldiers. You needed warriors. You needed Deathworlders to fight in places your civilized people couldn't survive." She gestured to her team. "These 47 humans. They're worth a battalion of your finest troops. And there are 8 billion more of us. 8 billion humans who just learned that your civilization thinks breaking a child's face is appropriate correction." The truth crashed over Varnath like a tsunami. The Council had always feared humanity's capacity for violence. That's why they'd been so careful to integrate humans slowly, to bind them with treaties and laws to make them dependent on galactic infrastructure. But they'd miscalculated. Terribly. "What do you want?" Varnath asked, his voice hollow. "New protocols," Rhea said simply. "Starting with this. Any harm to a human child is treated as an act of war. Investigation, trial, and punishment follow human law. Non-negotiable. The Council will never agree to such terms." Rhea smiled for the first time. It was not a comforting expression. "Then I suppose we'll need to have this conversation 47 more times. Once for each Council species." She turned to leave, her team falling in around her like well-oiled machinery. "Commander," Varnath called out, desperate. "Surely we can reach a compromise. Some middle ground between our laws and yours." Rhea paused at the shattered doorway. "Counselor, you had middle ground. You had a 6-year-old girl with curiosity in her eyes and a smile on her face. That was your compromise." She looked back at Threxnal's head. "You chose to cross that line. Now you get to live with what's on the other side." The humans disappeared into the station's corridors, leaving only silence and the stench of blood. Varnath stared at the severed head at his feet and finally understood the human concept of consequence. In building their civilization, the Galactic Council had forgotten that laws without justice were just tyranny with paperwork. The Deathworlders had just reminded them, and the reminder would echo across the galaxy for generations to come.